It's amazing how sometimes the most profound changes in our lives begin with a single simple idea. A seed of curiosity is planted, and if we water it, it can grow into something truly transformative. For me, that seed was the concept of semen retention. I came across it not in some ancient dusty scroll, but in the modern world of online forums and discussions about personal growth and ancient wisdom. At first, the idea seemed strange, almost counterintuitive in a world that often celebrates instant gratification. The concept was simple. By consciously choosing to abstain from ejaculation, one could redirect that powerful life force energy or prana toward higher pursuits. Think of a river. You can let it flow out to the sea, or you can build a dam and use its immense power to generate electricity that can light up an entire city. This analogy really struck a chord with me. I began to wonder what I could power in my own life if I learned to harness this internal energy. Was it possible that this vital force, which holds the blueprint for creating life itself, could be used to create a better version of myself? The question lingered in my mind, a gentle but persistent whisper that I couldn't ignore. It was a call to experiment, to see for myself if these ancient claims held any truth in my modern life. I was at a point in my life where I was seeking a deeper connection, a more profound sense of purpose. I decided that this was not something I could simply read about. It was something I had to experience. The beginning of any new journey is often filled with a unique blend of excitement and difficulty, and my path with semen retention was no different. The first couple of weeks were a true test of my resolve. My body and mind were so accustomed to old patterns and habits that they put up a significant amount of resistance. Temptations seemed to be everywhere, amplified by a lifetime of conditioning from media and society. It felt like my mind was constantly trying to trick me, to convince me to go back to the familiar comfort of release. There were moments of intense doubt where I questioned why I was even doing this. To overcome these challenges, I realized I couldn't rely on willpower alone. Whenever I felt a strong urge or a wave of temptation, instead of fighting it, I would immediately redirect that energy. I would get up and do something physical, like a set of push-ups or a quick yoga session. Other times I would channel that energy into a creative project, pouring the intensity into writing or brainstorming new ideas. It was about consciously choosing where that powerful energy would go, turning a potential moment of weakness into a moment of strength and productivity. Another crucial practice was mindfulness. I had to become a keen observer of my own mind. I started to notice the triggers that would lead to temptation. By identifying these root causes, I could address them directly instead of just battling the symptom. If I felt stressed, I would practice deep breathing exercises or go for a walk in nature. After about 3 or 4 weeks of consistent practice, something truly remarkable began to happen. It wasn't like a sudden lightning strike, but more like the slow, beautiful, and undeniable rising of the sun. The first thing I noticed was a dramatic increase in my physical energy. The usual mid-afternoon slump that would send me reaching for another cup of coffee simply vanished. I woke up in the mornings feeling genuinely rested and full of vitality, a clean, sustainable energy that lasted throughout the entire day. This surge in physical energy was matched by a profound shift in my mental state. The mental fog I had grown so accustomed to began to clear, replaced by an incredible sense of clarity and focus. My thoughts felt sharper, more organized. When I sat down to work or create, I could enter a state of deep concentration with much greater ease. Distractions seemed to fade into the background. It was as if someone had turned up the resolution on my mind. allowing me to see ideas and connections with a newfound crispness. My mood also became noticeably more stable and positive. The small anxieties and irritations that used to bother me lost their power. I felt a baseline of calm confidence and a quiet, unshakable sense of well-being. Beyond the energy and focus, I began to notice a change in how I interacted with the world. I felt more present in my conversations, more attuned to the people around me. There was a certain magnetism, a subtle confidence that seemed to radiate from within. Perhaps the most surprising change was an awakening of my creative spirit. Ideas began to flow to me with an abundance I had never experienced before. As the physical and mental benefits became my new normal, the most profound transformation began to unfold on a spiritual level. The practice of retaining my vital energy seemed to thin the veil between my conscious mind and my deeper spiritual self. My meditation sessions became incredibly deep and insightful. The stillness I could achieve was more profound, and the silence was no longer empty, but filled with a sense of peace and connectedness. It felt as if I was conserving the very fuel required for spiritual exploration. I began to experience moments of pure presence and a powerful sense of unity with everything around me. This practice became a cornerstone of my spiritual life, a tangible way to honor my body as a temple for my spirit. This journey also inspired me to adopt new supportive habits. I became much more mindful of what I consumed, not just in terms of food, but also the information and media I allowed into my awareness. I also incorporated cold showers into my morning routine, which I found to be an incredible tool for building discipline. For anyone curious about starting this journey, my advice is to begin with intention. Ask yourself why you want to do this. Is it for more energy, for mental clarity, for spiritual growth? Your why will be your greatest source of strength when you face challenges. Start small. Don't promise yourself a year. Promise yourself a week or even just 3 days. Celebrate these small victories. Also, it is crucial to have a plan for transmuting the energy. Don't just try to suppress it. Channel it into exercise, creativity, learning a new skill, or service to others. Find a positive outlet for this powerful force. Remember, this is not about deprivation, it's about redirection. Finally, approach this path with patience and self-compassion. There will be setbacks. You will learn and grow from them. This is not a race or a competition. The journey of semen retention can be one of the most rewarding paths you can walk. It is a journey back to your own powerful, creative, and divine essence.